All right, today we are pulling back the curtain on something you probably never think about, but it's working to protect you every single day. We're talking about the incredibly detailed step-by-step system that makes sure the medicine you take is actually safe. Let's dive in.
So just think about it for a second. You open your medicine cabinet, you take a pill, you just trust that it's going to work and that it's not going to hurt you. But why? Where does that trust come from? Well, it's not just blind faith. It's built on a massive, really sophisticated system that operates completely behind the scenes.
And this quote right here, this is the whole point. This is the guiding principle, the North Star for everything we're about to talk about. Every single rule, every check, every procedure, it all comes back to this one simple idea. Do not put patients at risk. It's all about safety, quality, and making sure the medicine does its job.
So where does it all begin? Well, it starts at the very top with a huge, overarching strategy. Think of it as the master plan for quality, and it's called the Pharmaceutical Quality System, or PQS for short.
Now, I know that sounds a little formal, right? The sum total of the organized arrangements. So what does that actually mean? Let's use an analogy. Imagine you're building a massive skyscraper. The PQS isn't just the blueprint for one floor. No, it's the entire philosophy of the architectural firm, their complete system for guaranteeing that the building is safe and structurally sound from the initial design all the way to the grand opening.
So this master plan has to cover every possible angle. And the key thing here is that it's proactive, not reactive. You're not waiting for something to go wrong. You design quality into the product from day one. You define every single step. You vet every supplier. You train every person. And you are constantly monitoring everything. If something does go wrong, a deviation, you don't just fix it, you dig deep to find the root cause so it never ever happens again. It's a system that's always learning.
Okay, so if the PQS is the high-level master plan, how does it actually translate to the factory floor? How do you put it into practice? Well, that's where the next layer comes in. Good manufacturing practice, or GMP.
The magic word here is consistently. GMP is all about making sure that every batch of medicine is an identical copy of the last one. Going back to our skyscraper, if the PQS is the architect's grand vision, GMP is the super detailed construction blueprint and the strict building code. It's the set of rules every single worker has to follow, to the letter every single day, no exceptions.
And you can really see the step-by-step logic here. Look at the emphasis on clarity and proof. First, define the process. Then, make sure you have the right people, the right space, the right equipment. Step 3 is huge. Write instructions that are so clear they cannot be misunderstood. And then, step 4, you document everything. This creates an ironclad paper trail, a record that proves every step was followed exactly as planned.
So we have the master plan, the PQS. We have the building code, GMP. But who's actually checking the quality of the materials? Who's making sure the work is being done right as it happens? You need an inspector, right? And that brings us to our third layer, quality control.
Quality control, or QC, is the hands-on scientific part of the process. This is the team in the lab. In our building analogy, QC is the independent inspector who shows up on site. They're taking samples of the concrete mix, they're testing the strength of the steel beams, they're making sure everything being used is up to spec. QC provides the hard data, the objective proof that the process is actually working and the product is what it's supposed to be.
So let's just quickly put it all together. It's a 3-layer defense system. You've got the PQS, which is the overall strategy, the master plan. Underneath that, you have GMP, the specific rules for production, the blueprint. And checking everything along the way is QC, the inspection. Each part is essential, and they all work together to create this incredibly robust system.
Okay, so the product has been made according to the blueprint, and it's passed all the inspections. It's ready for the public now, right? We're done? Well, not quite. There is one more absolutely critical phase.
Because even with all these amazing systems, all these procedures, all these automated checks, the final, ultimate decision doesn't rest with a computer or a machine. It rests with a person.
And that person has a special title, the Qualified Person, or QP. This is the final gatekeeper. The QP's job is to review everything for a batch, all the manufacturing records, all the QC test results, any deviation reports, and then personally sign their name to it, certifying that it meets all the requirements. In our building analogy, this is the official who issues the final certificate of occupancy, legally declaring the skyscraper is safe for people to enter. It's a huge responsibility.
But here's the thing that makes this system so powerful. Even after the QP signs off and the medicine is on the pharmacy shelf, the job still isn't done. A core part of that high-level PQS is the idea of continual improvement. The system is designed to constantly learn and get better.
And this is how it learns. At least once a year, they do what's called a product quality review. Think of it like a deep dive annual physical for the medicine. They look at all the raw materials they've used, they analyze test results to see if there are any subtle trends, they review every single complaint or deviation, and they ask the big question: is there anything we can do better? It ensures the quality never, ever gets stagnant.
So that's really the big picture. It's this hidden, step-by-step architecture of plans, rules, and checks, all working together in the background. From that high-level master plan, down to the detailed manufacturing blueprint, to the constant on-the-ground inspections, it's a chain of accountability designed for one purpose, and one purpose only: to protect you.
So the next time you open that medicine bottle, maybe you'll see it a little differently. Does knowing about this whole unseen world, this immense system of plans, practices, and human checks standing behind that one simple pill, change how you think about it? It's definitely something to consider.